In wrestling, we've seen countless shocking historic moments, unexpected matchups, surprising results. But did you know that many of these moments happened due to last-minute decision changes? If not for those changes, they would have never happened. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about such WrestleMania moments, starting with the first one from WrestleMania 24. We all know the main event of this WrestleMania was the rated R superstar Edge versus The Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. If you regularly follow this channel, or wrestling in general, you'd know that on the road to WrestleMania, WWE had decided Edge would break The Undertaker's streak and retain his title. That was the final decision. But everything changed when Edge was told about it, and he rejected the offer. Edge himself revealed in multiple interviews that he told WWE, "I don't think I need this victory." He believed it should go to a rising superstar instead. WWE creative, especially Vince McMahon, respected his decision and changed the plan. That's why at WrestleMania 24, The Undertaker won the match and took the World Heavyweight Championship from Edge. Huge respect to Edge for that. Now let's move on to the next one. This one's not about a result change, but a match card change at WrestleMania 36. Originally, WWE was building up Goldberg versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. That's why they even had Goldberg defeat the Fiend Bray Wyatt at Super Showdown and take the title. But then, the pandemic hit, and Roman Reigns pulled out due to his recent leukemia diagnosis. He couldn't risk competing. As soon as Roman stepped away, WWE changed the card last minute and inserted Braun Strowman against Goldberg. No #1 contenders match, nothing. Just directly added him in. And Braun even defeated Goldberg to become the Universal Champion. Now moving to WrestleMania 30, where multiple changes happened during the road to Mania. Originally, the card was supposed to feature Triple H versus CM Punk because of their previous rivalry. Batista versus Randy Orton, since Batista had won the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. But CM Punk quit WWE, and Daniel Bryan became insanely popular with fans. So WWE changed the entire plan. Daniel Bryan faced Triple H instead. After winning that match, he was added to the main event with Batista and Orton, turning it into a triple threat. And then, Bryan won and became World Heavyweight Champion. Now let's go to the next change, at WrestleMania 34. The main event was Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Originally, Roman was supposed to win since WWE had built a fairy tale story of him chasing the title. But the fans hated the match idea. They didn't like Roman's character, and Brock was mostly absent. Despite this, WWE still booked it as the main event. To shock the fans, Vince McMahon changed the result last minute, and Brock retained the title. The more shocking part? Brock Lesnar was also unhappy with that decision. He even threw the title at Vince McMahon backstage. A wild moment. Moving on, one of the top rivalries, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. WWE originally planned a match between them at WrestleMania 13, with Shawn as the champion. But right before WrestleMania, Shawn pulled out, saying he lost his smile. A bunch of excuses. He didn't want to drop the title to Bret Hart. Their personal grudge was intense. Eventually, Shawn vacated the title. So instead, we got Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13, which turned out to be an iconic match. But yes, this was another last-minute change due to Shawn not wanting to lose to Bret. Next, we go back to WrestleMania 9, long before most of us were even born. The main event was Bret Hart versus Yokozuna. Yokozuna defeated Bret for the title. But then Hulk Hogan showed up. He told Vince McMahon that a heel winning the main event wouldn't make fans happy. He said fans love him, so why not let him challenge Yokozuna right there? Strangely, Vince agreed. A new match was announced on the spot, and Hulk Hogan defeated Yokozuna in seconds to become champion. Just like that, a new champ in 2 minutes. Moving on to another big one, WrestleMania 30. Yes, the end of the streak. Until WrestleMania 30, Undertaker had a 21-0 streak. The plan was for him to defeat Brock Lesnar and go 22-0. But on the day of WrestleMania, Vince McMahon called Taker and said, "You're losing tonight." No one knows why Vince did that, but he made the call. Undertaker agreed. And so the streak ended that night. Just like that. Next up, WrestleMania 17. Actually, this wasn't a change, but an addition. The main event was Stone Cold versus The Rock. Everything was planned as usual, and Stone Cold was going to win. But Stone Cold suggested to Vince that he turn heel by aligning with him, to give fans a shock. Vince liked the idea, and they went with it. Stone Cold later admitted it was a bad decision. Fans never wanted to see him as a heel. Still, it was a bold move. Finally, we come to WrestleMania 31. The main event, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. Roman was supposed to win. That was the plan, even during the show. But then, last minute, Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank contract and won the title. No one saw it coming. He had already had a match earlier that night against Randy Orton. No one expected a cash-in at WrestleMania. But Vince made the call because fans were booing Roman. They felt he was getting a push he didn't deserve. So Vince made the move, and Seth Rollins walked out champion. And that's it. These were the last-minute changes that made some of the most unforgettable WrestleMania moments. Which one shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments.